Welcome in, everyone. I'm Renee, the visionary here at the Phoenix Uprising. The universe engages with each of us in a multitude of ways, and it's no coincidence that this particular reading has crossed your path at this pivotal point in your journey. In this video, I will share with you insights that Source has provided to me for your encouragement, your support, and your highest good. It is my intention to help others like yourself unlock, strengthen, and use the innate spiritual gifts residing within each of you. Throughout this video, you will see intuitively selected images that I've chosen meant to reflect the current energy and help you tap into your own intuition. This is a general collective reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest for others. We each see through our own perspective lens based on our personal level of growth, our current situation, as well as our own past experiences. I am simply a vessel that's willing to pass on messages from Source and to offer wisdom that I have collected along my journey, which may be helpful to some of you. Please note that I am not a medical professional, and these readings are meant solely for your enjoyment. I'm going to start the reading by clearing the space of any residual energy. You will hear a series of 3 chimes, starting now. Next, I'm going to light my candle of intention, and if you have a candle close by, you can go ahead and light yours and set your focus for the reading. If you have any specific questions for Source, I encourage you to ask those questions now. Let's begin. I'm hearing naysayer. You've had a lot of people in your life that have tried to convince you that you'd never make it or be successful. Bad temper. I'm not sure this is your energy. I think this is someone that you've dealt with in the past. I feel like you've moved away from this person. I'm hearing abandonment issues. I feel like these abandonment issues are tied to this bad-tempered person. I'm hearing exit. You really shocked this person when you exited stage left due to their disrespect. Set and maintain boundaries. This was a person that really showed their temper in disrespectful ways. This is a person that loved to argue. They like to throw things. They like to punch holes in walls. Maybe they put their hands on you too. Maybe that was the disrespect that you got away from. If that's the case, good for you. Miss you message. That doesn't surprise me at all. Give peace a chance. Where was that peace energy from when they were making your life hell, right? They will be contacting you soon if they haven't already. They're wanting you to give peace a chance with them. This bad-tempered person hasn't changed, and you triggered their abandonment issues when you began setting and maintaining boundaries. That's a them problem. They have to heal that within themselves. You gave yourself a chance to have peace by exiting this relationship and leaving this person behind. It was a tough decision too. For all their bad qualities, you did care about them. I'm saying justice. Justice talks about cause and effect, fairness, just desserts. This bad-tempered person is reaping the rewards for the way that they treated you in the past. Through no fault of your own. You are spiritually protected, so people often reap the rewards of treating you poorly. Whether you see that or not, it happens, trust me. I see the sun, happiness and contentment, self-confidence, success. The universe is aiding the forward movement and protecting you along the way, along your path. I'm seeing a koi fish that also speaks on success, wealth, prosperity, perseverance. In Japanese legend, the koi fish swim upstream and turn into powerful dragons, but they first have to fight the current. You've been fighting the current for a while. I'm seeing a monarch. What do we know about monarchs? Well, they have a very long migratory journey, over 3,000 miles. Also, Even though their wings look smooth, they actually are covered in tiny scale-like structures. That makes them incredibly aerodynamic. They're built for those long journeys. The scales, that's repeated there with the koi fish and the monarch and the dragon. I feel like you're protected with armor. I keep seeing like chainmail or like a very structured armor like scales. You're very protected. Yep. Their life hasn't been the same since you left. A lot of things are going poorly for them. I don't know if they've connected the dots that it's because of the way that they treated you, but I feel like on some subconscious level they must know that. That's why they're reaching out, really. And maybe they do want to apologize. And okay, go ahead, But that doesn't mean that I have to let you back into my energy just because you're apologizing. I appreciate the apology. Great, cool. We're good. But that doesn't mean I want you in my energy again. Okay? I'm seeing the 10 of Wands. That talks about taking on too much responsibility. It's okay to say no, and I feel like you've learned that. Someone else's healing is not your responsibility. I'm hearing a new employment opportunity. You're being rewarded with a dream job opportunity due to your perseverance, your level of growth. You have been consistently telling the universe what you will and will not tolerate, and you're being rewarded for setting up those boundaries and maintaining those boundaries. You've made a long journey from where you began. Perhaps you did have some abandonment issues yourself, and you consistently were accepting less than you were worth because of those issues. You were allowing this bad-tempered person around you because you just wanted someone there, right? And you have had a lot of people in your life tell you what your worth is, or they tried to, and they succeeded for some time. They did. Not anymore. You've been on this long migratory journey like the monarch and the koi fish. Koi fishes swim and fight the current. Monarchs fight the wind. They fight nature, rain. Those are two very different but very hard journeys. But those scales, you were protected the whole way. The whole way you've been protected. You were made for this journey. I'm hearing financial abundance, mirroring the sun energy. It's taken a while, but you've made it. You've made it to this abundant sun energy. I'm hearing small acts of love. Now that could be from you toward others, or that could also be small acts of self-love on a regular basis. It seems to me that you're in a beautiful energy. You're in a really good headspace. That wasn't always the case because you let other people have a say in how you felt about not only yourself, but also what you could accomplish in this life. I feel like Source is also not only giving justice to this person who treated you poorly, but also giving justice to you. Again, you're reaping the rewards of your hard work for this long journey that you've been on. And I feel like it's a spiritual journey. It's a self-worth journey. Okay? You're starting to see yourself in a much different light than before. You're not just the koi fish and the monarch anymore. You're moving into this very powerful dragon energy now. Very stable, successful, prosperous energy. A time frame, 3 to 6 months from the time that you're seeing this. As long as you maintain those boundaries, as long as you continue to pursue your own inner peace, which I believe you will. This dream job, I'm hearing writer. Perhaps you're going to be sharing your story and it's going to be well received. A lot of people are going to connect with your story, be moved by it, and also begin their own self-worth journey because of it. The things that you've been through were for a reason. This difficult journey, migratory journey, fighting the current journey toward your own self-mastery and your own self-worth were so that you could share that with the world. I'm seeing a lighthouse. You being the lighthouse, your view is much different than those that see the lighthouse from the sea, right? When others see you, they see light. When you look out, you see darkness. You still shine your light. You letting your light shine into the world helps bring others to safety. And the same light draws in all kinds of ships, doesn't it? It can draw in ships with precious cargo, but it can also draw in pirates. Right? This financial abundance with small acts of love toward others. You do this without recognition too, which is beautiful. I feel like the reason that you're going to be so financially abundant is because you no longer try to hang on to every dime and dollar that you get. If you're so worried about hanging on to it and keeping it, that blocks the flow of it. If you open your hand, you can't outgive the universe. Everything has to be done with boundaries, right? Healthy boundaries in a healthy, balanced way. That doesn't mean that you have to give away all of your money and not be able to pay your bills. That's not what I'm saying. In a healthy, balanced way, you release the need to control the flow of money, which makes it flow even easier to you. This bad-tempered person, they may have been working on themselves. For some of you, they have. But for some reason, you trigger this person in a bad way. You don't do it purposefully, but I think it's your matter-of-fact approach to the way that you speak the truth that they have a problem with. It triggers them when you do that. Your intention is not to be callous or grating, but that's the effect that it has. Because this person, even though this person has, for some of you, been working on their temper, someone who just truthed them to death, they still have a hard time accepting the truth from others. They're still in an energy of wanting things sugar-coated, and you are not a sugar-coater at all. You don't go out of your way to hurt people's feelings, but you don't sugarcoat the truth either. And I don't think that was always the case. You've grown an incredible amount. And I don't think that this is a recent breakup with this person. I think it's been years, a couple years at least. If they speak to you, you will seem like a completely different person to them, which you are. You're moving into this dragon energy. When we think about dragons, mystical, fierce, they can be fierce, right? Your truth can be fierce. You could really hurt somebody's feelings, you know what I mean, if you wanted to, with the truth. But you choose not to, right? Look at this dragon. It's beautiful and peaceful and serene almost, but it's still a dragon, right? Maybe you were born in the year of the dragon. I feel like this dragon was always there, but you had to take a spiritual journey first, as we all do. With the Justice card being here, I do feel like there are some of you, it is tied to the courts in some way. With this Sun outcome, I feel like it is going to be a good outcome for you, whatever this court case is. You know, maybe it's child support, maybe it's, it could be a lot of things. But for some of you, it's child support. Maybe it's a case where you are going to win a lawsuit and it's going to bring you a lot of financial abundance. But if you do have some sort of court case coming up or court date, I feel like with the Sun outcome, a lot of this protection energy coming through, it's going to definitely play out in your favor. I'm hearing Ceylon cinnamon. Well, Ceylon cinnamon strengthens the immune system. It's actually a good repellent for mosquitoes. I'm hearing cacao. That can aid in cognitive, cardiovascular, and gut health. And manuka honey. Manuka honey is high in MGO compounds that has potent anti-inflammatory and antibacterial properties. In 3 to 6 months, you're going to be in an absolutely beautiful energy. I feel like some of you out there are really going to have a great deal of success around a book writing. I feel like you're going to be traveling, doing book signings, interviews. You're really going to see some traction with something that you've been working on, especially with this dream job opportunity. And that really is a reward for your perseverance on this journey that you've been on. Some of you have koi fish or dragon tattoos. Maybe some of you do have monarch tattoos or butterfly tattoos. If you were the one with the bad temper, I feel like you have done a lot of work on that. You are giving peace a chance. There was a time when you let your temper get away from you, but you've been on a journey toward inner peace. You've done a lot of work if this is you. Because look at the dragon, not what you would typically think of when you think of dragon. So maybe people who knew you before, maybe they told you that you would never be successful because of your temper, but you have. You took responsibility for that temper and you've moved through and persevered whatever past traumas were causing you to lash out. And it could have been fear of abandonment. It could have been that. Maybe that is you. But you're not in that energy anymore. You've set and maintained boundaries with yourself. You've decided that you are no longer going to let yourself have these big explosive reactions. And I do feel like there are some people in your life, perhaps even still, that do try to get those big reactions from you. I feel like for some of you it's apparent. They want you to be volatile. They expect that volatile energy from you, and maybe they do that on purpose. The thing about having a bad temper is that people can manipulate you in certain ways to make you look a certain way, right? In front of others especially. So you have to be careful with that. You have to rein your temper in, because if someone knows that about you, that really can give them the opportunity to make you seem more volatile than you actually are. You see that in narcissistic people sometimes. They push and push and push until you have an explosive reaction, and then you look like the crazy one, right? Maybe that's where this bad temper energy is coming from. Maybe you had to exit a situation to keep your own peace of mind because this person was actually driving you to become a bad-tempered individual when normally that was not who you were. You had to protect yourself by exiting because you were turning into someone that you didn't recognize because of their abuse. But to others outside, perhaps it didn't look that way, right? Maybe that's also where the naysayers come in. From the outside looking in, this other person looked innocent and they were very good at manipulating the situation to make themselves look better than you. They were very good at pushing your buttons at the most inopportune time for you. And it was on purpose. So a lot of those naysayers are only naysayers because they really didn't see what happened behind closed doors, right? Maybe those same naysayers are going to get a good healthy dose of what this person is really like. And they will see that that reactive energy that you had when you were with this person was almost valid. If you've ever been in a narcissistic relationship, you know exactly what I'm saying. The sun energy, they'll see the light about this person. It could be their own family. With the 10 of Wands, I feel like you were carrying too much anger. You've been showing yourself a lot of love that you were not getting from anyone else. Self-love is the best love. To have loving relationships, we have to be able to be loved. That starts with loving yourself. In 3 to 6 months, your life's going to look a lot different. There's going to be a lot of upward movement. If you haven't already stepped into this dream job, it's, 3 to 6 months, which is, in the grand scheme, not that much time. Not really. Financial abundance, a dream job, the sun energy, contentment, happiness, peace. It looks great to me. Success, wealth, prosperity with the koi fish. You're protected with the scales from the monarch, the dragon, and the koi fish. All in different types of scales, right? But different kinds of protection, maybe. Physically protected, spiritually protected, mentally protected. The first group, whether you decide to deal with the bad-tempered person that you moved away from, of course that's up to you, but I feel like they haven't changed all that much, if at all. Don't let them drag you back into something that hasn't changed. For those of you that have been working on your own bad temper, kudos to you, because not many people really work on themselves to the point of dramatic change, do they? That's actually quite rare, you know? Some of us change small things that don't get us very far out of our comfort zone. But to go from a very explosive and volatile temper to a place of inner peace, I would call that a big success. The Justice also talks about balance. I feel like that's where you're really starting to shine. There is such a thing as righteous anger, okay? But it's about balance. It's okay to be a generous person if it's done in a balanced way. You've been working really hard on balance, and that's beautiful. Yeah, 3 to 6 months. Beautiful energy with this dragon. That's lovely. Congratulations for all your hard work and the success, the sun energy that you're going to be in 3 to 6 months. As always, I pray for your abundance in all good things and encourage you to take the next step of your journey with confidence and a renewed sense of hope. I like to leave you with a food for thought quote of the day. And today's quote is, "Life is like riding a bicycle. In order to stay balanced, you have to keep moving." Albert Einstein. Only up from here, and together we rise.